Hi everyone, my name's Evan. I'm a video game professor amongst a few other things. And I wanted to talk to you today about this thing I've been building, but before I can do that, I want to tell you a little story. So about a year ago, I got introduced to this card game. It's called Monikers. It's by Alex Haig and Justin Vickers. It's published by Buffalo Games. And it quickly became like the only thing my friends and I play in a party setting. There are tons of games in that market, but this one I think is a little different, mainly because it's a reinterpretation of a game that we kind of have been playing as a society for like ever. Some people call it Celebrity, some people call it Time's Up. It's the game where you all write a name in a hat, put the names in the hat, pull a name out of the hat, and try to guess the name without actually saying the name. So if I wanted you to guess like Darth Vader, I would say, oh, he's a villain in the Star Wars mythos, and he's Luke Skywalker's dad, and he's Leia Organa's dad, and he's got like, and you'd guess, right? Monikers took over my summer last year, and while we were playing, one of my friends said, hey, there's got to be an app for this because we don't always want to lug around the cards, although they are very nice and actually not that heavy. And I looked on the App Store and I couldn't find anything. And I could have let that go, but I didn't. Now we have this game called nameSpace. nameSpace is put out through Elsbrake Labs, and basically it's a Creative Commons reinterpretation remix of Monikers or Celebrity or Time's Up. It fits in your pocket, and it's Android only right now, although we are looking at an Apple release, but that's a little bit further down the line. And the best part is, it's free. It's released under the same Creative Commons license that Monikers was. So you can go and download it on the Google Play Store or on itch.io. And when I say free, I mean it's $0, no ads, no updates for pay, none of that, no loot boxes, nothing. It's just a game that I thought was a lot of fun, and now I hope you will play it and you think it's fun. That's how games work, right? So let me show you how it works, and we'll go from there.
And here we are in the game. Okay, so this is loading up. It talks about who made it and the Creative Commons license. It gives you a brief glimpse of the EULA, but here it is in full. You can look through it. Basically, this is a modification of the Creative Commons license, and because we're releasing this for free, Elsbrake Labs has just said that, look, this is an as-is piece of software. We're not supporting it in any way beyond just putting it out there. If this works for you, awesome. If not, you don't have to play it, and it didn't cost you anything. And you know, that's just how that is. So agree. Be safe. So in all of the game, but definitely in the third round, you're going to be moving around. Make sure you can do that in a safe way. Definitely don't like do an advanced charade maneuver while you're holding your phone or tablet. It could fly out of your hands and hurt yourself or someone else or a beloved pet or you know, the device itself. So just put it down, play safe. Okay, so this game has prompts that deal with like celebrities and historical characters and fictional characters, and those are not all squeaky clean. Sometimes this will reference violence, sometimes it'll reference drug things, because that's just in the history of the human race. If that is sensitive for you, or if you're playing with, like, for example, your parents and don't want to have to explain to them certain awkward things from the internet, you can filter out these prompts in an attempt to make the game a little bit more PG-13. This is not 100% perfect. This was just Elsbrake Labs' best guess. If you are ultra sensitive to any sort of material like this just might not be the game for you. And that's fine. That's not a judgment call. Just this is maybe not the game for you right now. We're not going to filter this out right now because I want to show you how to filter the prompts in a second. Okay, so we're at the main namespace screen. Let's go from the bottom up. So the first thing is a learn how to play section. This tells you how to play the game with some lovely images. Some of them even move. And it gives you a second chance to read the EULA. If you want to know exactly what the app does, you can click on App Features. If you want to learn just the rules, click on Game Rules. Going back, here's how to set up our prompts. So right now you can see we have 951 different prompts. These are all individual. Half come from the Monikers Creative Commons set and half comes from the nameSpace Creative Commons set. If you want to do a more PG-13 game, you can filter the prompts out by clicking this. If you want an easy game, which is just prompts with a 1 or 2 point values, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, and 4, 3 and 4 being more difficult, you can click this. You can play with just fictional characters by doing this. You can play with just celebrities by just doing this, etc. You can filter out the type of prompt you want to use. And you can filter out if you want to use just the namespace or just the monikers or mix them together. I think we should play with all of the prompts, so we're right. So you'll notice that when we hit right as rain, if we go back into prompt, we can see that we filtered out just a little over 300 prompts, which all had to do with maybe not so PG-13 material. So clicking here. You can name our team, or if you're feeling like rolling the dice a little bit, you could have a random team name. I like the unprovoked pipelines versus the economical missionaries. I think that's an interesting team name. Let's go again from the bottom up. So infinite play basically just takes all the prompts, puts them in a list, and lets you go through them. This is really good for like a car ride, or if you're just trying to burn through time and you're not in a position where you can really get up and act everything out. You can play with a timer, so if you're playing with a group of people and want to switch out after so much time, you can. And if we do, we click that, get into the game, and here we go. We now have a prompt in front of us, and we would try to get people to guess Parker Posey without saying Parker or Posey. And if they do get it, like if someone guesses it within the time, you could swipe right, and you get points for it. Now we're on Bubble Boy, if they're just not getting it, you can swipe left, and it passes it. Past prompts go back into the deck. And let's say, so we have 8 maids of milking, and someone said 8 maids of bilking, and we thought they got it, but it actually didn't. We could hit the button at the bottom right here, and it would bring back the prompt and get rid of any points we had gotten. If we're done playing, we can hit the back button, and they'll just make sure that we want to go back, hit share, and we go back to the main menu. So we have a new team set up, and we're going to check out Quick Play. Quick Play just takes 2 teams and just asks for a member of each team alternating and doesn't focus on individual players. So this is just like, you don't want to pick any prompts. You just want to get right into the game. You only have a few minutes to kill. This is a good way to do it. And we could do that. And we'll be in the first round. Let's talk about what the rounds are for a split second. I'm going to kick it back to actual Evan to do that.
Okay, so in round 1, you would be able to say anything in the world except the name of the prompt. So, if we're doing Darth Vader, this is Luke's dad.
Captain Kirk?
from Star Wars.
Is it Mace Windu?
No. He has a red lightsaber. He drives a Star Destroyer. He like chokes people
it's Darth
with
Vader,
the Force.
everyone.
Yes. Excellent. And we get some points.
Okay, so let's say you know you misswiped, or you think you might have misswiped. You can click check your math. It'll give you all the prompts that you've seen that turn, and you can change them as you see fit. Oh, we actually passed on a mullet, so I'm gonna say that we passed on that, and it'll put you back, and it'll adjust your score accordingly. This will also work even if like you ended a round because you said the last prompt. It'll put you back in the game at the right point by checking your math. Okay, so now we're on round 2. Round 2 is really interesting. It's both very difficult and very easy. It's difficult because you can only say one word, and it's easy because you've actually seen all of these prompts before during round 1.
So you kind of have a loose list of what's in play. If I'm going, I'm thinking, okay, what do I know they know? Oh, father.
Santa Claus?
Father?
Is it Father Christmas?
No. But you can also say the same word in a different tone. So father becomes father.
Oh, Darth Vader.
And then they get it. Awesome.
So let's say in the middle of the round, someone has to go to the bathroom really bad. You can swipe down to bring up our menu and hit press to pause, which will bring up the pause screen. You can also resume the same way. Let's say there's a new player and something has gone terribly wrong. You can restart this turn, and it nullifies all points that were made in that turn, and it brings you back to the first prompt that you could see. While we're here, you can toggle the sound, you can return to the main menu, or you can quit the program.
And then the third round is charades. So I'm going to put my phone down because I don't want to do a gesticulation while I have my phone in my hand. And for round 3, I'll say nothing because I can't, but I'll do this.
Some kind of samurai. A lumberjack. Oh, it's Darth Vader again.
Yep, they got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. Cool.
Both teams have gone through. You've gone through all the turns on all 3 rounds. And now you've played the last prompt, the points have been awarded, and you are ready to go. So here we are. The math is correct, and we can click onward. So everything we've seen up until this point have been modifications of the original game, whether in infinite or quick play. Let's take a look at regular play, which is coming most directly from monikers and allows the most control for players. So you can choose how many players you want. The minimum you can play this with is 4, but the maximum is 16. You can determine the type of game you want in length. So ludicrous is very quick. Epic is very long. We're going to go with ludicrous right now. And just for the sake of our demo, our turns are going to be about 10 seconds long. They could go up to be about 2 minutes, but 10 seconds is right for us. So once you click Players Assemble, Each player is going to be asked to put in their name and select which team they're on. And then after they've done that, they're going to be given a number of prompts to take a look at. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to the 1. Notice we're selecting 2 prompts. You'll always be given double the amount of prompts that you're going to inevitably select, unless you've filtered out a whole bunch. So if you like a prompt and want to add it to the deck, you hit add to deck. Let's say you don't like any of these. You can make your own. So you click make your own, and you can add in a title, and you can assign a point value. There you go. And it automatically adds it to your selection if that's possible, and you hit ready to go. Okay, so once the last person has selected the prompts they want to go into the deck, they hit ready to go, and we're presented with this screen, which allows us to see what the teams are, and we can swap out players if we want to. We can randomize teams. We found this is really helpful for my friend group because there are certain people that just like can't be on the same team because they're so good. This is a way to keep everyone honest. You can't defect to make a team fewer than 3 people. It won't let you play the game, but here we go. Okay, we look good. When you're playing a regular game, if you pause, it'll tell you whose turn it is. That's something of note. You're also, let's see, this turn is going to end. You can also add and drop players. So let's say someone comes to the party and you want to include them. All you have to do is add a new player. Who was late to the party? Dave was late to the party. Pick which team they want to go on, team up, and there we go. They're added into the rotation, and we are ready to go back to the game. And then the game plays out just like normal, where you can swipe right to get points, swipe left to pass, and hopefully move ever towards the future. I think that's about it for how the game works. All right, let's go back to Re11.
So that's it. If it can make your day a little brighter, and if it can be a little distraction, especially right now, well, then it's done its job. Thanks so much. Fly safe. Talk soon.